We're live.
All right, good evening, team. This is the Team Freedom Leadership, comprised of Mr. Coleman, Mr. Ronald Coleman, also Mrs. Kay Coleman, myself, Brian Battle. We're part of the original team of Team Freedom. We've been hearing a lot of feedback from the team saying, hey, how do we edify? How do we do three-way calls? So what we want to do, we want to put together a training to go over the improper way of doing edification and the improper way of doing a three-way call. We're going to show you some scripts. We're going to go through some role playing. And then once we go through the improper way of edifying and doing the three-way call, we're going to break it down and go over the steps on why we do edification properly and show you on the slides the proper way to do it within the steps. Then we're going to go back over it and show you the diagram on the baseball triangle, how we do it as well. And then go through a role play to show you properly how we do the edification. If you master edification, that'll take 95% of the work away from your upline leader to actually go back and do a proper three-way call for your prospect. So with that said, we're going to go through. Mr. Coleman's going to be the affiliate. Mrs. Coleman's going to be the prospect. I'm going to be the upline coach. And we're going to go through the improper way of doing a three-way call and the improper way of doing edification. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Coleman, and we're going to rock and roll.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Battle. Okay, so I'm calling you now with Ms. Coleman, with Ms. Kay Coleman on the phone. And I haven't called you to let you know that I was going to do this.
All right.
Okay.
Already starting off wrong.
Okay, so here we go. Hey, Brian, real quick, you got a minute?
I'm kind of tied up, man, but yeah, I'll make time for you.
But look, I got Kay on the phone right now. She on the phone. Her name is Kay Coleman, and she hasn't watched the video, but she got a lot of questions. And I told her that my man Brian, my man B, he know everything about this. He can tell her everything. I mean, she ain't even gotta watch the video. All she gotta do is listen to you, and I guarantee her that she gonna sign up and she gonna run with this. Kay, go ahead and ask Brian your questions.
Hey, Kay, how you doing, Kay?
I have a few questions. One of them really is just like, what is this about?
What is this about? It's about gold acquisition. But I tell you what, Kay, the best way for you to really understand this business is that if I give you a video link, that'll really show you in a snapshot exactly what it's all about in our business. Because
look, she been doing Bitcoin though. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was telling her, like, Brian gonna tell you about the cryptocurrency. So I mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna stop.
So Kay, you know a little bit about Bitcoin?
Yeah, I know a lot about Bitcoin, and okay. I had to do my KFCs with Bitcoin. So
okay. So you make a lot of money with Bitcoin? Did you get in when it was less than a penny?
No, I didn't get it when it was less than a penny, but I do okay with it.
Got you. Well, look here, Kay. You sound like you have a little bit of knowledge about what's going on. We have a proven system how we actually build our business. And there's some things I probably got to share with Mr. Coleman, how we do it. But what I want to do, I want to share with you a link. Because what we want to do, we want to properly show you how to build a business. So I'm going to send you a link. And in that link is going to have 2 videos. The video is going to break down everything we do in the business on a foundation standpoint. And because you understand Bitcoin, the second video is going to talk about our KBC and our KCB coin and how we're going to be on the blockchain as well. So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and send that information out to you. What's the best number I can reach you on? And I'll forward you the information.
240-777
right.
9311.
9311. So what I'm going to do when I hang up, I'm going to send you a text message. It's going to come from 202-437-0142. I'm going to put my number, my name in there so you can reference the call. Do me a favor. Click on that link. Take a look at both videos. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to circle back with Mr. Coleman, and then we can answer any questions you have from there. And I promise you, if you're willing to listen to the information, look at it, 95% of your questions will be addressed, and I can fill you on the last 5%. Can you look at it right now, Kay?
Okay, yeah, I'll look at it right now.
Okay,
but I was telling her that the coin was backed by gold, because Bitcoin, it has no backing. And I was telling her about the new phone that's coming out. You know, that's why I was telling her she didn't have to watch the video. All she had to do was talk to you, and she didn't even need to watch the video.
Well, you know what? Hey, tell you the truth, man, Ron knows everything. I don't even know why Ron gave me a call. Ron knows everything. He telling you everything. He could have told you already, everything you need to know right now. You follow me? So don't even worry about looking at the video. Get back with Ron. Let Ron tell you everything you need to know about the business. And I promise you, he can get you started right away. He can break down the coins, the cell phones. He can talk about the ATM machines. He can talk about K Exchange, K Merchant. He can talk about everything. He don't need me on the phone because he's telling you everything you need to know already, right?
Okay.
But I thought we were supposed to call you so you could tell her.
You're right, man. Yeah, you're right. But it's a certain way we need to do it. But hey, Kay, I'm gonna send you that link. Take a look at it. Right now, the time is about 8:30. Is it okay if I give you a call back around 10 o'clock to answer your questions for you?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, that'll work. I promise you, I'll give you a call. You sound like you're a woman of your word. You gonna pick up when I give you a call?
I'll pick up.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna shoot it to you right now. Give me about 5 minutes. It's on its way to you. Appreciate talking to you, Kay. Look forward to answer your questions. I'm gonna turn it back over to Mr. Coleman.
Man, I thought he was gonna take over and just tell you everything about it. My bad. I apologize.
All right, team. Look, I was trying to stop from laughing, team, but look, you guys can see what Mr. Coleman did. He called me up. For one, he didn't call me up and find out whether or not I was available at the moment. He called me at the spur of the moment. I was probably in the middle, probably having dinner, because I respect Mr. Coleman well enough. I wanted to go ahead and jump on the call. But see, here's the thing. As a leadership, if we don't train you and teach you the proper steps on how to do the setup for the edification process and also the setup for the three-way call, you'll talk and say anything you want. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to blow the prospect out of the water. So when Mr. Coleman gave me a call and said, hey, Brian, for one, he already had Miss Coleman on the phone. So he's calling me Brian when he should have been calling me Mr. Battle. Not because I got an ego or anything, but it's about the psychology about how we set everything up to do the edification process. So keep in mind, even though we're partners, I call Ron, I call KK, they call me Brian. But when we have a prospect and we doing team calls, you always hear me call Ron Mr. Coleman. I call Kay Mrs. Coleman. They call me Mr. Battle because the edification process just gives us a platform that people will listen to us. The same way if you go to a job and you call somebody Mr. Johnson as opposed to calling them Rick, will you listen to Mr. Johnson or would you listen to Rick based on the way you think psychologically? 9 times out of 10, if you hear somebody say Mr. Johnson and you never hear their first name, guess what you're going to call them? You're going to call them Mr. Johnson, Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Coleman. And it just mentally, it creates a level of status, not ego, but status, so they can listen to you properly. So you got to learn how to edify for one. Edification is very important. The second thing Mr. Coleman did, he just said, hey, Brian, you're my man. Look, we got to be very professional. Mr. Coleman is a very professional gentleman. He's just showing you the wrong way. But by him saying, hey, this is my man, it's like he diminished the ability for me to talk about the business at a high level from a professional level, that if Ron calls me his man, guess what his prospect going to do? Hey, that's just Ron's man. They don't look at me from a high level per se to listen to the facts I'm going to share with them. Then once we started talking, he was interrupting me. So my mentor told me a long time ago, if you're going to interrupt me, I guess you have enough information to go ahead and do the three-way call yourself. You don't need me. My mentor in the past, if I started talking, they would just hang the phone up. And I'm sitting there talking and say, hey, Mr. Thompson, you still there? And he hung the phone up. Because we learned the fact is, if we don't set up the edification process, our job is going to be so hard for us to help you close out the business. So certain steps we have to follow, certain things we have to do correctly. And it starts with the edification process, starting out knowing what to say and how to say the edification process, understanding the makeup of each mindset. Like right here on the screen, it talks about edification. When you think about personalities, all of us have 4 different personalities, but we have a dominant personality. In my respect, if you look at the shark, who's money motivated, the whale, who likes helping people, the dolphin, enjoy having fun, urchin, needs the facts, I'm a combination of the first 2. I'm a shark because I'm money motivated, but the only way I'm going to make money, I got to be a whale because I love helping people. When I think about Mr. and Mrs. Coleman, first thing that comes to my mind, they're whales also, because they're whales based upon their actions. They're helping everybody, not just their team. They're helping everybody across the board to be very successful. And by default, the money comes to them. But we also have fun. And the thing is, they know all the facts. So when we start talking to people and we edify our expert, we can go to the next screen that talks about, you know, why we do the things we do. And if we understand how to use this script right here, the script is basically just a template so that you can use all 4 personalities within your script, because you never know if you're talking to a shark, but you're talking about how you can help people. They don't hear about the help people. They just want to know about the money. If you're talking to a whale and you're talking about the money doesn't move them. They want to know, what can I do to help people? If you're talking to an urchin who wants all the facts and you're talking about having fun, they don't care about having fun. Show me the numbers, show me information about the company. It makes sense to me, and the ears open up. And then also for the one who's going to be a dolphin, if you don't talk about how this person's having a lot of fun in the business, it's not going to work for them as well if you're talking about money. So this script right here helps us out across the board. And the key is, depending on who your expert is, you want to call your expert Mr. or Mrs. and your prospect by their first name. I don't care what level they are in society, whether they're a doctor, attorney, you call them by their first name and you edify your expert by Mr. or Mrs. So for example, if I called up Mr. Coleman right here on the phone, he is my prospect and Miss Coleman is my expert. I will call and say, ring, 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 using the script. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Did I catch you at a good time?
Yes, you did.
Fantastic. Look here, Ron. Look, I got a chance to get my success coach on the phone. She's a phenomenal individual. She's making a lot of money. Her name is Mrs. K. Coleman. She makes a tremendous amount of money. She has a phenomenal sense of humor. She knows all the facts about our business. And she's committed to helping people. More importantly, she's helping me. She's helping me and my team to get very successful. Now, look here, Ron. I'm going to see if I can reach her. She's very, very busy. Do me a favor, man. When I get on the phone, man, just don't embarrass me, man, because, look, she's very busy. She could be doing anything in the world. She's working with me directly. And I promise you, you listen to her, understand what's going on. She can show you how to be very successful when we're doing our business. So, look, do me a favor. Hold the line. I'm going to see if I can catch her right now. So hold the line for a second. Okay. So I'm going to click over. I click over. Hey, Kay, I got Ron on the phone. You know, Ron's a chef. He's a family man. He's been married. He's married to a beautiful wife. He has kids. He has grandkids. He's a family man. His whole passion is about helping people. He loves making money as well, but his main thing, he likes helping people. So what I'm doing, I'm giving Kay, who's my expert, some background on Ron, getting her understanding what's going on. I already know what's motivating Ron. You know, he wants to make sure he's secure in his family's future. You know, he's looking to get some property out in Nevada. He's looking to get a brand new home. He had his own food truck. So many, I tell him all the feedback about Ron so that now when Kay gets on the phone, I click back over. Hey, Ron. Hey, man, look, man, we hit the jackpot. I got Miss Coleman on the phone right now. She was actually in a meeting. She stepped away. She said she got about 2 or 3 minutes. She wanted to jump on the phone. She's doing it because out of love and respect for me, man. I'm blessed to have her on the phone. Hey, Ron, Mrs. Coleman, here's Ron. That's how we edify. Once I edify, I'm quiet. I don't interrupt. I don't say nothing else, nothing at all. Because now I'm passing the ball to Miss Coleman, and Miss Coleman's going to do the three-way call for me at that point. So that's how we do the three-way call. That's how we do the edification. That's how we do it. But I've been rambling. I know y'all have so much I can add to what I said. It's just that we have to really understand the basis behind the edification process and why the three-way call is so important. and how we set it up. And once we master that, once we sit back and allow an expert to do the talking for us, it's a snapshot. It's easy. You know, it's like, you know, are you ready to go? And boom, you sign them up into the business. So we got to master these steps, team. I'm going to pass it back to you, Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Coleman. I know I said a lot. Hope I ain't hijacked this, but I don't know. I got into a rhythm. I'm sorry.
That's what we needed. I mean, because Kay, she can tell you when we first started, we did everything the wrong way. We did everything the wrong way. Kevin told us, listen to me and you will make it. We decided to try it our way. Once we decided our way wasn't working and we listened to Kevin, now we're here. Everything is working. And we're having great success with Carrot Bars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask y'all, do y'all want to go ahead and role play again, the proper way how to edify and get somebody onto the call?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So how you want to do it? You want me to be the Ron, you want to be the prospect? I'll be the affiliate, and Kate can be the expert.
That'll work.
All right, cool. All right. Well, how you want? You want to flip flop? You want to be the I'll be the affiliate. You be the I'll be the prospect. You be the affiliate.
No. You can go ahead and be the affiliate.
Okay, fantastic. Okay.
Ronald's gonna be the expert.
No, you are.
You're the expert. All right. Ring, ring, ring. I'm calling you, Ron. Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, Ron, I'm doing fantastic. Look, hey, Ron, did you get a chance to take a look at that information I shared with you the other day?
I sure did, but I have a couple questions for you.
All right, fantastic. Look, Ron, I'm brand new to the business. I just got started. I want you to hear the information the same way I heard. What I want to do, I want to get you on the phone with my mentor. Now, look here, Ron. My mentor, she's very, very busy, very, very successful what we're doing. I got a tremendous amount of respect for her. She's making a lot of money in the business. She has a great sense of humor. I love being around her because she has a lot of fun in what we're doing. The most important thing, she's helping me and my team to be very, very successful. And on top of that, she knows 100% information. So rather than me trying to mess it up for you, trying to answer your questions, I want to get my mentor on the phone. Her name is Miss Kay Coleman. Hey, Ron, hold the line for a second. I'm going to see if I can get Miss Kay Coleman on the phone.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to click over. See, before I did all that, I already talked to Miss Coleman 2 hours ago. I called her up and said, hey, Kay, I got some three-way calls I want to do. Are you available between this time and this time? So I'm calling Kay back now within that time frame. So I know she's available. So I click over, call up Miss Coleman and say, Kay, hey, I got a prospect on the line. The gentleman I was telling you about, Ron Coleman. He's excited about the business. He looked at the video. That's the key. He looked at the video. I forgot to ask you, what you like best? What you like best about the video, Ron?
The fact that by me helping others, I can also help myself.
Fantastic. Hey, Ms. Coleman, he said he likes helping a lot of people. By helping other people, he can help himself and his family. That's his sweet spot. If he can help a lot of people, he's excited about that. He can make a lot of money as well. So he's on the other line right now. I told him I was going to click over, see if I can catch you. Are you ready right now? Is this a good time for me to go ahead and get you on the line, do for a three-way?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to click over. I'm going to merge the call now. Hey, Ron. Hey, dude, I'm excited, man. I was able to catch Miss Coleman. She actually stepped out of a meeting that she was in right now. Now, she's very, very busy, Ron. She's on the phone right now. Look, do me a favor, man. Just don't embarrass me. Now, the reason why I can say this to Ron, because he and Ron and I are good friends. I can posture and say that to Ron. Man, don't mess it up for me. She's working with me. Hey, I got a lot of love and respect for her. Look, she's going to answer your questions for you. I promise. If you listen to what she has to say, she's going to take you to the next level and address all your questions. If it makes sense to you, we can move forward. You ready for this call, Ron?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous now. You told me all of this about her, but let's go ahead and let's get it done because I have to.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and merge the call. Hey, Ron, I want to introduce you to my mentor, Mrs. Coleman. Mrs. Coleman, this is my friend, my good partner, Ron Coleman. And I'm quiet. That's all we do. That's all we do. And the key is once you edify, you heard what Ron said, team. He's like, man, I'm kind of nervous. You know, you done edify this woman so powerfully. You know, I want to edify Miss Coleman to the point that it's like her, like someone's talking to her like she's Oprah Winfrey. You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
If Mr. Coleman is my expert, I want him to be the Bob Johnson. I want him to be the Magic Johnson. I want him to be the Bill Gates of what we're doing. That perceived perception of what people see in society. Because they just met him, met her, so I have to edify and put them on a pedestal for them to listen to what's going on. If we do the edification properly that way, the job that you need to do is done. Because our experts, Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Coleman, myself, and the leadership, it's our job at this point to close out the business on your behalf. So utilize us. Follow the system properly. It's not going to happen perfectly the first time, but as you do it more and more and use your personality, it just makes more sense as we build out in our organization. So that's the proper way we do the edification right there, team. Pass it back to you, Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Coleman. You know, I know you add tremendous value. Anything else y'all want to say about, you know, what else we can do from the edification process?
Well, just one thing that I wanted to say about the edification process. On the line to speak to someone else, you got to remember that even though you and that person are friends, the person that you're edifying and your friend are not friends. So you want to limit or actually eliminate the slang. I've had that happen. I mean, we trying to get y'all to talk, and you know, the boom, 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 and you know, so then bam, and then we're gonna do what? That just messes up the whole mood, because they actually get into like a casual mode, and then, like Brian was saying before, whatever the expert is saying is actually being taken maybe with a grain of salt, because they kind of feel like now we on the same level. They don't know any more than I do. So you want to make sure that you basically code switch and you to a professional level.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Ms. Coleman. Absolutely. I wanted to pull this slide up for a quick second to show you all a triangle and how the three-way call really works. As you can see, it's going to be a three-pronged approach where you, the expert, and the prospect come together. If you look at the bottom circle, bottom left circle, that's you. Everything starts with you. You're connected to the prospect, and you already have a trust factor already built in. The key is now is that you want to develop a level of respect between the prospect and the expert, because they don't know them. They trust you. That's where the edification comes into play. So when you edify the expert, the respect comes in from the expert to the expert from the prospect, because the trust is already there. So everything we do, it starts with you. So that's why it's so important that when we do the three-way call, we have to edify. We have to set that expert up for success, because the trust is there. Edification comes in. That's where the respect comes in. So when you heard Mr. Coleman say, I'm kind of scared to talk to Ms. Coleman, because I edified Ms. Coleman to the point that he's like, man, shoot, I don't know if I want to talk to her. It's like, am I worthy enough to talk to her? You know what I'm saying? It just develops that level of respect, that boom, it just makes the job that much easier. So when we start mastering this team, it's going to be going to the top of what we're doing across the board and everything we have in place. So with that said, I want to turn it back to Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Coleman. I'm not sure what else, we can add to it. It just comes down to us practicing and doing more of it. As we do more of it, you're going to get a natural feel for it. And your cadence is going to come out based upon the different people you're going to be talking to, their personality. So I'll pass it back to you, sir. Pass it back to you, ma'am.
Okay, the only thing that I have to say is please watch this video and practice. Call up a friend and practice what to say and how to say it. Call your upline. Ask them if they're free, if they're available to go over this with you so that you can get it down, so that when you are edifying your upline, it'll be flawless.
Yes, sir.
Okay, back to you.
I think we done nailed it, team. Everything Mr. Coleman said, it comes down to practice, 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 practice. Because if you practice the wrong way, you're going to do it the wrong way. You practice the correct way, you'll do it correctly every time, and you'll get better over time as well. One thing I learned with Mr. Thompson over the years is that you're going to be bad before you become good. You're going to be good before you become great. Then once you become great, you become exceptional. So you got to go through the stages. But the only way you can go from bad to good to great to great to exceptional, you have to practice, like Mr. Coleman said. So with that said, team, practice, practice, practice. Get back with Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Coleman, myself, and the leadership. We got your back, because once you do this process, we all going to be very successful. With that said, I'm done, sir.
I think we covered everything. I don't have anything else to say. What about you, Kay?
Nope. Good night.
Okay, good night. And thank you all for taking time to watch this training.
Take care, team.